Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd have to lower your prices. You'd be an expensive shitty bar.
Right.
So I'm like, I started arguing with her, being like, I don't get why I have to tip you guys out when, one, you don't, like, they're not doing their jobs as properly as any other bar does it.
Right.
It's very frustrating. It's just annoying. And a lot of times I feel sorry for people who aren't like as strong of a backbone as me, because I can only imagine how they're being treated.
The other dancers, you mean?
Yeah, the other dancers. I can only imagine how those dancers are being treated. I'm more of like a aggressive person. So if I don't like something, I literally live my life like I have nothing to lose. I'm just like,
I mean, as far as I know, what's happening in the strip clubs in Los Angeles is they're being treated horribly.
Yeah.
Horribly. And you know, if anyone's listening to this that feels like if you're dancing in LA and you feel like you're being treated very fairly, I'd really like to hear that story, because I just hear the opposite everywhere, and it would just warm my heart to know that someone's being treated fairly, especially in the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone's listening, like, give me a holler, because I want to know.
I mean, there was a point where I thought I was being treated fairly, but I feel like it was because I was brainwashed and they were making me feel, and this is not, I'm sorry, not all of these comments are towards Jumble's Common Room. These are like any strip club that I've worked at.
Comments. Got
general
it.
comments.
Thank you.
But they make me feel like you should be grateful that we're paying you by the hour. You should be grateful that we gave you a job.
Right.
And I'm like, I can go apply for a job on Craigslist and go work somewhere else.
A job on Craigslist. Like, good luck. But you're right. I hear you.
Yeah. Like, I can go find a job. I'm like, it's 100%. Not the job, it's the tips. And if you're taking my tips, I've got a problem with you. I've got beef with you.
Right.
So that's my thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, so your vote on, so if we had a meter, I want a digital meter, okay, on a scale of, really, really, really bad to really, really, really good. What do you think the climate of the strip club industry, and let's just localize it to Los Angeles.
To Los Angeles?
Yeah. Where is it on this meter? Hold on. Let me hold it up like this. This is really bad.
I would give it a solid 3.
A 3.
Because
it's over here. Right?
Yeah. Because at the very least, people are still making money, but people are being taken advantage of ever since these laws came into place. I don't ever get, what doesn't make sense to me is when people make laws about the sex industry, I'm like, why aren't they interviewing sex industry people? Why aren't they asking us?
So
like asking us how we want to be protected?
Yeah. To clarify, the AB5 law that just got passed, so the AB5 is different from the laws that changed. So the law never changed, actually.
Oh, okay.
The laws was just rewritten.
Oh, like reinforced.
Well, yeah. So the original way that they used to classify workers with the way the law was written, it was a very gray area. It was a 20 long questionnaire. 20 questions on
just
a questionnaire.
20 questions?
Yeah, it was 20 questions. And then the statement was, and this is written by the government originally, if you say yes to the majority of the first 10 questions, then you classify your workers as such. If you say no to the majority of the last 10 questions, then you classify your workers as such. So it was a very, very gray area, because especially for strippers, we were like even. So it's like, fuck, which one are we? And so they rewrote the law to make it very clear. And now it's just 3 questions. And
it not only applies to strippers, right? It's like makeup artists,
Uber drivers, makeup artists, translators, like linguistic translators, and hairstylists and strippers. And so they weren't writing the law with sex workers in mind.
Yeah.
They weren't writing the law with any one particular industry in mind, actually. They were writing the law with their payroll taxes that they've not been able to collect in mind, because all of these employers had been misclassifying their workers in order to save themselves the payroll tax. And so that's why the law was rewritten. It was never changed. We were always meant to be employees, technically. And I read the law before and after, and I did determine, even though it was gray, there's loopholes, we still ultimately should have been classified as employees this entire time.
Yeah.
And the AB5 law is just what solidified it and made it recognizable on a federal level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, they did not have us in mind. They usually don't.
Okay, got it.
But girl, we're getting louder and louder. So yeah, the winds are changing.
Want to be fabulous just like these strippers? Pay attention. It's Stripper Tips.
So, stripper tip number 1, how to lazily maintain the bush area.
Lazily.
I don't,
Oh my God.
you know, I like to clean up every now and again down there, but I get lazy and, you know, sometimes I just don't want to wax. Maybe I do want to grow out my bush.
Okay.
So what I've learned to do is to wear 2 layers of underwear to pat that bush down.
Okay.
And also wearing high-waisted shorts with a revealing top really works.
Okay.
It really works.
Okay.
It depends on the definitely how vast your forest is.
Ooh, okay.
But mine's very thick. So
Okay.
I usually wear like high-waisted shorts to cover it and nobody ever notices.
Nobody notices.
Until I go into the back room and everyone's like, whoa, girl.
Whoa.
Got a little village living in there. And also, I like to bring I'll bring wax strips with me to the club. So
Okay.
sometimes I'm like, if I'm
shit.
okay, I could clean up a little bit.
You just wax in the dressing room?
Yeah, girl, I'll just like smack it on, rip it off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a real woman.
All right. Oh my God. What's your next stripper tip?
My next stripper tip, I'm going to say body odor.
Okay.
There's nothing worse than being hungover and waking up and you just smell like you just dove into a pool of perfume.
Yeah.
So what I've started doing is baby wipes are your go-to.
Okay.
My mom always told me this when I was little, because when I was going through puberty, you know, you sweat a lot.
Yeah.
So instead of just piling on deodorant and spray, wipe your body down with a baby wipe first.
Okay.
I usually do that actually after every set. I'll wipe myself down with a baby wipe.
Oh, it's like freshening your skin.
Yeah, before reapplying.
Okay.
Especially before reapplying, because if you're just packing it on, you're just going to walk around like a human perfume ball.
Yeah, it gets gross after a while.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Those are really good tips. The baby
Thank
wipes.
you. I love
Got
the
it.
baby wipes,
Got it.
girl.
Get ready for our rapid fire question round. It's time for 4 for 1.
Favorite midnight snack?
Ice cream.
What's your fake real name?
Rubina.
Favorite color combination? No more than 3 colors.
Light blue, yellow, and baby pink.
Okay. How do you sleep at night?
On my back.
With Gabe on top of me.
Yes.
Okay.
Gotta stay warm, you know?
Yes. Awesome. Well, you know, I want to kind of wrap up. I think this was like a really excellent session. I feel like I learned a lot from you and a lot about you today. Is there anything else that you feel like you want to add or talk about before we close out? Is there any messages that you have?
The only message I'm going to send out there is you can transform your life. You can be whoever you want to be. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, no matter what your mom, dad, sister, cousin, or Oprah says. So go out there, kick ass, and become the person that you want to be.
Right on. But Oprah's usually right, though.
Oprah is pretty much usually right.
Sorry.
You should probably actually listen to her.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. This was so fun. Yeah, I definitely would love to do this again when you when your screenplay stuff like gets like when you're like close to being famous, basically, so you can talk about what that's like, that new chapter of your life. Awesome. Rad. Well, this has been our first episode of Yes, a Stripper podcast. Thanks.